Let's talk to Philip Ingram MBE, former senior military intelligence officer, because quite a few things have occurred over the weekend that we need to chat to him about. To wit, Britain apparently is going to build a drone wall to protect Europe from Russia. There's been a bit of jiggery-pokery in the air above NATO countries, as well as an ex-spy chief this morning from MI5 rather, Baroness Manningham-Buller, basically saying that the UK is already at war with Russia on cyber attacks, on sabotage and covert operations on British soil. Philip, very good morning to you.
Good morning, Mike.
This all sounds a bit serious to me. There's obviously a lot of what you might call machinations, I suppose, a lot of posing of threats and counter threats going on at the moment from the Russian side about NATO countries and flying planes over, airspace and all of that. But what about this drone wall? Is that realistic?
Oh, it's very realistic. It's building on technology that Ukraine has is deploying in Ukraine itself, creating anti-drone drones effectively. And the UK is already manufacturing drones that it's sending to Ukraine. And Ukraine is now investing in opening a Ukrainian company in the UK to manufacture even more drones. So it's a good swap of technology and good swap of manufacturing capability.
Right. And I mean, in terms of drone warfare, it's obviously kind of something that's relatively new in military quarters. Is it something that's advancing at a rate of knots? Like 1 minute we've got these kind of drones, the next minute we're going to have some super drones or something.
Yeah, it's advancing very fast indeed, and it's not just drones that fly; it's drones in the sea. We look at Ukraine, who doesn't really have a navy, but they've managed to decimate, the largest navy in the Black Sea, and effectively force it into port. And drone technology is changing enormously. The biggest change we're now seeing is the use of drones that are controlled by fibre optic cables that they trail out for 10 or 15 kilometres behind them, so that it means that they're not being controlled electronically, where the electronics can be jammed.
Right. Fascinating. And what about this claim in the front page of the Times today by Baroness Manningham-Buller, former head of MI5, saying that we're kind of already involved in quite a significant war with Putin?
We're in a state of conflict. War brings legal definitions with it. But, if we think back in 2018, we had the poisoning of Sergei Skripal with Novichok in Salisbury. Before that, we had the poisoning of Alexander Litvinenko on the streets of London with polonium-210, a radiological agent. We have seen DHL warehouses with explosive devices in them before they've been loaded onto aircraft. We've seen warehouses in London catch fire. We have had assassinations. We have had hundreds of cyber attacks, and now the hybrid threat is growing. The information war is huge, and Eliza Manningham-Buller is right in what she is suggesting. I think the use of the word war is a little bit too strong.
Interesting. Meanwhile, we've got a meeting, I think, today in the White House between Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Trump, which we'll see where that goes. But clearly, Trump's still trying to figure out what to do about the Middle East.
Well, yes, and I think everyone's trying to work out what happens in the Middle East. Trump turned around and said he was very close to a peace deal with Hamas, but we haven't heard any more details than that. I think what Trump will be trying to do is rein Netanyahu in a little bit. If he can do that with Netanyahu's activities in the West Bank, that will help enormously, because that is what's undermining Israel's activities inside Gaza. And he's not going to defeat Hamas militarily. So there has to be some form of pressure put on him to come up with an end state. There's no definition of an end state yet. No. That's militarily achievable.
Okay. Philip, good to see you. Thanks very much indeed. Philip Ingram MBE, former senior military intelligence officer. David says, it's all this inheritance tax. I don't know what the farmers are going to say. Well, there's plenty of farmers demonstrating outside Liverpool conference at the moment for Labour. So we'll see what they've got to say to him. David from Wigan says, Starmer does have a donkey field, and I've seen the proof. It's called the Labour Party, and there sure is a lot of donkeys there. Absolutely right. And Maggie says, Mike, another Monday, another scandal. You could say we're led by donkeys. I wouldn't discredit those beautiful animals, though. They got more sense than anyone in the cabinet, that's for sure. Talk about Donkey Gate. What an absolute donkey Keir Starmer's turning out to be. 7:53.